Everyone, it's Enryu, the only Nilah OTP in the world at the moment, and today I'm here to show you a teleport playstyle that makes her much easier and much more fun to play. And if you play this playstyle, you're basically guaranteed to just improve and climb up in LP because it's very macro based, and also you'll learn a lot just by playing this playstyle. So let me first start off with explaining the runes. Conquer, Triumph, and Alacrity are very standard when it comes to playing Nilah. Conquer is her best keystone rune, Triumph is really good for outplays, and then Alacrity or Bloodline you can kind of choose, but I like Alacrity better. And then Cut Down is just because I have an enchanter, therefore I will most likely be higher health more often. So I take Cut Down if I feel like my support does no damage, or I feel like I won't be that low during the game. And then the secondary runes are just for tankiness. These two runes basically guarantee that you get plus 20 armor and MR for free throughout the entire game, once it procs, of course, right? So you see that we're playing really safe here, only walking up to hit and last hit minions when the enemies allow us to do so. Like if there's a minion that we can't get, for example that caster minion right there, we're not going to try and walk up because we have a low range, and if we walk up and tank autos for free, it's really bad for our lane. So only get the EXP if you can, and if the enemies deny you, then so be it, just let them deny you for a little bit. Because they are autoing the waves and you are not, the wave will eventually push into you, which means that the wave will be at your tower where you can actually farm, right? And because Nilah isn't exactly the best level 1 champion, they can just kite you, you have no range, you don't really want to fight in the first place. Just make sure to keep your HP high so that you can't get dove or you can't get pushed out of the lane, right? So they're playing really aggressive here. Ideally, we would have a ward in that first push, but because the enemy Leona is sweeper star, we can't really do that. And Leona engages on us here, which makes me take level 2 W. So sometimes I hold my W if I think I could get dove, or it's like a little bit hard to play the lane. For example, this Draven Leona lane, when they have a lot of damage and CC, I can't reliably take E and say like I want to fight. So W second here is completely fine as long as we're not, just like trying to all in, right? So we're gonna play defensive here. Leona ends up Eing in. This is when we can actually fight, and then we're just gonna walk out after clicking W on our support because mainly we're just trying to defend our support. Like I said, we're playing on the defensive, and the enemy's job are to attack, right? They're supposed to kill us here, otherwise we just outscale them. Unfortunately, we missed the cannon here and we burned heal, but it is what it is. Sometimes it happens. Our jungler dies here, which is very unfortunate. He got caught after trying to gank bot. Both junglers were trying to gank, and I try to ward this, but she sweepers it, and my karma gets hit again, so I have to click W here. Leona flashes in a very poor way, and she just dies for free. I'm going to keep chasing Draven here because we have, we have movement speed, we can do that. And then Draven flashes away. So Karma Flash or Draven Flash, it's pretty good. And then I look at the wave here, I'm staring at it, it's pretty much the same amount of minions, so I decided not to hit the wave, but just recall. And here's where teleport comes into play. Whenever plays like this happen, you either minimize your losses or you maximize your gains, right? This is like the good thing about teleport, why it's great for laning. If I didn't have this, I would have to either give up all these minions here or just, lose some of them, right? Depending on how the wave goes. In this specific scenario, I will just not lose the minions and be able to last hit these low health minions. Like you can say like it doesn't really matter, but these things really do add up. Like missing a few minions here and there means that you won't be able to buy your important item before a fight or something. So, and the enemies are kind of like threatening me here. Leona's like walking up, so I'm definitely going to start hitting her. There's like no way I'm letting her walk away for free. But after I realized that my W is, fading away, I don't have my W anymore to block Draven's autos, I'm just going to E out to make sure that I keep my health high. And I feel like we're getting ganked soon because they have a pink in our tri-bush. Usually they only do this when they're playing extremely aggressive, but there's like no real other reason to do that. Or they're just psychopaths and they want to dive us alone, right? So they end up diving me here. I do end up outplaying them because I do have flash. So they just die here, double kill. And like I said, our job was to defend this game. As long as we're doing that, then we are, exceeding expectations, right? Draven Leona, very early game focused laners. If they can't get ahead early game, Karma Nilah just outscales them. So I come back to lane here. I'm close to level 6, but I'm not quite there yet, so I don't want to fight. Karma gets hit by an E here, so I gotta defend her again. Defending your support is one thing you should do, right? If your support is getting hit for free, you should try and hit the enemies or just do something to deflect the kind of like the damage off them, like burn enemy CDs, take a few hits if you can survive it, right? As long as it doesn't hurt you too much. because if your support is going to die, it's much worse for you. And right here I hit level 6, so I'm definitely going to go in on them when they're under my tower. We end up burning their sums, and Vi walks up to us, right? And they're pretty much just setting up a dive here. We know they're going for it. And Shen pings that he does have ult, so I'm not that scared. All I have to do is just play like I'm scared and just bait them in. If I can bait them in, then I'm doing my job, right? And I think they actually like know that we're kind of just baiting, so they decide not to go for us. But Draven is very low mana, so we can stay in this lane and just slowly regen our HP back. I'm not that scared because Karma has a shield for me and I still have W, so it should be okay for us to walk up here. Leona goes on to our Karma here, so I decide to just E and bring the Channel all the way to Draven. And then we end up getting 2 kills because the enemies just forgot that we are, you know, we have a Shen. So it is what it is. We push this wave, and because we have no mana, it's going to be a little bit painful, but we're going to do that and just walk back out with a BF sword after clearing this minion. And we're going to walk back out with a BF sword after clearing this wave. BF sword is really good. You'll notice that I did have pickaxe first item on my base, and why am I building a BF sword? Am I going Infinity Edge? I'm not. This is a new build path for Nilah where if you just go pickaxe first, it kind of fills in for your lack of damage early game because you just get 25 AD and you don't have to commit to like a BF sword, right? On your first base. Like imagine you have to buy like a scout slingshot for Yuntao. It is really bad. So we're still going to build Yuntao. It's her best item, first item at least. And then sit on the pickaxe while building Yuntao components, and then just turn that pickaxe into a shield bow after we complete Yuntao. So right here 1v1, teammates are fighting, right? Karma is roaming, and unfortunately I was stuck on a tower for a wave. Even if I got there in time, I don't think I would have changed the fight just because they were already really low by the time that I was farming minions. I wouldn't have got there in time when there's a Draven and Leona between me, so it's just not good in general. Right now we're just going to push the wave here because I think they're on Dragon. Gives me some time to just push this wave before I just recall. And I do have Yuntao now, so it is really good. And my items, enemies walk up too far, I decide to E onto minions and just ult them. This is a very classic combo that you do on Nilah if the enemies walk up. Right, Draven flashes out here, Leona flashes out, we get their sums, this is good enough. And then again, we just TP back. Whenever we take an unfavorable trade or take a good trade but we have to recall, then we're going to just teleport. This is the good thing about teleport. It minimizes your mistakes and also maximize the enemy's mistakes. In this case, my Karma dies and you know they basically get a free kill, right? Because they only got executed, but it's okay because we burned their flashes and now I'm stuck on their tower alone, but I still have W, so as long as I use this in a correct way and I still have flash as well, I shouldn't be able to die. Ideally though, I don't have to burn flash here. Y Q's in, I W instantly, and then I end up not taking that much damage. But I see that they're trying to re-dive me, so I just E away, and I flash away as well because, you know, if Vi flashes, then I will die to her Q because her Q will interrupt me, and then Draven will just like finish me. So I'm gonna flash early to make sure I don't die. And now my Karma's back, so I am safe, and the Draven's out of mana, so we're gonna keep farming here. But despite being 4-0 right now in the game, we don't really have that much agency, and that's mainly because we're scaling champions. Our Karma ends up getting caught here again, and we're basically just walking back to lane. See that the enemies are threatening yet another dive, so this time we have Shen ult. We can outplay this. I have W, I have R. When Vi Q's in, I just decide to click R, make sure that she stays within range, and then after Shen ult lands, they're basically just guaranteed dead. So get 2 kills here, and then if Shen kills the Draven as well, then that's 3 kills. It's really good for the game. And like I said, this game, we're meant to just defend. We can't really attack until we have something like 2 items, 3 items, where we're already scaled, right? Now we walk mid here to get this cannon minion. Honestly, it was a bit greedy because I didn't have any teammates near me, and Leona has ult, right? So not the best. I kind of got caught out here. I end up surviving the initial engage, but my Karma has to die for my sins, which is really not good. I kind of just killed my Karma there. That is like my fault for getting caught. And then because they re-engage on me under tower, I don't have teammates near me. I end up dying as well, which is just not great, but my teammates should be able to clean up here. I would be really surprised if they don't because like the enemies are just so deep. They literally dove our tier 2 tower at 15 minutes. So So we ended up getting some trade kills there, but it's not great for my game. And enemies walk up too far again, same thing. They will always do this, especially in lower ranks, right? This is like Challenger. But in lower ranks, they will definitely always try to walk up too far, and that's when you can E a minion and just ult them. And now in this fight, we just have to make sure we're not the target here, we're not being focused down, but we also have to make sure that we do as much DPS as possible, right? As long as we can survive and not run it down, always try to do DPS as ADC. It's like your best friend. Your two best friends are DPS and gold. As long as you get... So right here, I end up chasing them, and I don't W instantly because I'm waiting for an angle for my W. If I W to chase the Draven, I will end up dying because I won't have W to survive their like attacks, right? And basically this entire fight was just me holding my spells until the correct opportunity happened, right? Use my Q flash there onto the Draven to finish him off, and then just like kill the Irelia as well. So it looked like really flashy there, but it wasn't something special. It was just mainly judgment and decision making. If you use your spells too early, or if you just waste your spells, it's really easy to die on Nilah, but if you hold it for the right time, this champion has such a high skill ceiling when it comes to like surviving and 1v9ing fights. When Draven gets caught here, he walks up too far. Karmic Kiana here. I end up giving the kill over to Kiana because I don't really want that much gold on me. I want my teammates to be able to like play the game as well, because if they just like focus me down with their comp, they can 100% just like kill me before I get my items. So right here I'm gonna buy Executioners and a Longsword because they have Irelia and Vladimir. Heal Cut is really good value versus those champions. I think my teammates are going a little bit too far here, especially when I'm on a reset, and they ended up getting TP'd behind. So it looks like Irelia is like literally going to triple kill them here with Vlad. So Cassiopeia instantly dies. I'm walking, but I'm really far. I'm basically just taking the walk of shame right now. Just like by the time I get there, my teammates are all dead, and it's pretty much just up to me to clean up. So we get one kill here, and Leona's just running away. So I'm gonna use the E-R combo, but this time it's just like slower because I'm waiting to see if she flashes or not. And then she ends up flashing the last part of my ult, so I don't really draw her in. And she gets away for free, right? It's not like I can chase them or anything. I don't have Flash, Ghost, or W. So I kind of just have to take the L. Because I don't have positioning, I have to just take the bot tower instead and give up mid. But because the enemies like died here, they traded 1-for-1, Cassio and Draven. We're able to set up for Otacon. And the thing I like doing the most, or like I think is like the best for Otacon fights, because his objective is so OP, is when you know that they don't have vision, like after you sweep their vision, just set up a trap where you can try to like pick some people off or like try to catch someone. Right here, Vlad is alone, and I go in on him to peel for my teammates. But I really don't want to all in him, because if I do, there's like a good chance I get sandwiched by Vi and Vlad, so I don't commit there, but I make sure to like peel the Vlad off my teammates. This is like a concept that a lot of lower elo ADCs don't really do, where it's like you don't try to like keep the enemies away from your teammates or like whoever is like being focused down. Sometimes people just like watch their teammates die and do nothing, which is like really cringe, right? Like if your support just like watched you die as you tried to hit the enemies, you would be like cringed out. So don't do that to your teammates as well. If someone is hitting your teammates, always try to hit them back or like do something to keep the pressure onto the enemies. Leona gets caught here. It's like her 10th time this game. Like by now, like I'm not counting that much, but she's just like running it down basically. Playing too aggressive. So we get a free kill here, and I will have Motor Reminder in base right after I farm these minions. Alright, so after I buy my item here, I end up seeing my Shen TP top lane, and our Cassio is caught. Irelia Vi, it's like pretty easy to get onto Cassio. I walk up here because I'm just anticipating that it'll take a long time to kill. Plus my Shen is there, so he could be like bait for us to just kill their champions with, right? So we end up killing them 2-for-1, but this dragon, we don't really have Prow anymore because we have 3 top lane. Enemies have 3 bot lane. So I'm going to want to push this dragon, right? I do have TP, so I can always TP to the fight. And I see that they're not really doing it. Like they're just resetting the dragon because either A, they're not confident, or like I don't know why they stop doing it. Like they just don't think they can do this without their teammates, I guess. But yeah, I buy a Steel Sigil here. The armor is pretty good. I'm looking for a teleport angle. But like if there's no wards, I would just have to TP to the minions. So I end up TPing to the minions here. And then I'm pretty far from the fight. But since I'm already here, might as well just get some gold. Hit the wave to make sure that the wave is pushing. You should always want to push the wave before you do an objective. That way, if the enemies end up losing the fight, then you have instant push. You can just hit their turrets. You don't have to wait for minions. You can just walk to their turrets. And if you lose the fight, at least you don't lose the game because the enemies don't have minions to end, right? And right here, I just like basically spaced the fight. I can't really get one shot anymore because I do have shield bow and I'm pretty ahead. So there's like 3 different fights going on here. Aurelia's on a Cassio, so I'm gonna help our Cassio with that. And I really want to just do Dragon here, but I see them like fighting again, so I have to walk to them here. It's like kind of hard to save Cassio because she's really far, and I think if I was like a little bit earlier, I could have just saved her with a W, but unfortunately, the timing was not good enough. I probably should have just moved instantly. And Kiana got Dragon, so we're just gonna farm wolves. After these wolves, we're gonna be farming the mid wave. Basically, as an ADC, the entire time, you want to focus on 2 things, right? Farming, which is your gold, and then damage. So in this case, we have to farm gold, and we also have to think about like where can we get gold, right? Is it minions, towers, kills? Which one is the easiest for us right now? Because they're all dead, right now it's going to be towers, right? That's our priority. Then we kill the minion wave, and after minion wave, we're gonna walk into jungle. If we can take something, then we'll just take it. If not, then we're just going to recall, right? So in this case, there are raptor camps, a raptor camp that is up. And then I look for the red buff, but it might be an overstay, so I decided to just go for Scuttle. In this game, I really shouldn't like try to kill myself because if I die, it's really hard for my teammates to play. I have like a really good amount of my team's gold. Death Stance is another item that is extremely good on her because she is a melee champion, so she gets like the full benefits of Death Stance, like 30% ignore pain, which is really big. With Death Stance, Shield Bow, and then the natural lifesteal in her kit, we can just kill everyone without dying. So in this case, I get the wave first, as you should. Always get the wave first, then look for the fight. End up ulting 4 of them here because they're just hard engaging and fanboying our Cassio. And then it is just like a 1 fight from here. I have to flash because I really don't want to die. And because we pushed the previous wave, this wave is already in the middle, and we're ready to end. But I think we don't really end up killing their nexus here because we don't have 5 people, and I guess it would be like a little close. Like I think Baron and Inhib is the safer play and probably the better play. I think if we were absolutely confident, like all 5 of us instantly walked to try and end the game, we probably could have ended, but like there's nothing wrong with just getting Baron and Inhibitor and then just end up killing their side lanes after recalling. It pretty much guarantees that we will win the game anyways, so it'll just take a bit longer, right? And patience is usually better in ranked games because if you get impatient, it's really easy to just throw the game, so it's okay. But yeah, this will just take like 2 more minutes, which is really not a big deal, but we already played it out for like 29 minutes. It's like a 29-minute game. Doesn't really matter if we end instantly or 2 minutes later. So I'm going to pressure bot lane here with my Shen. I honestly should have pushed out top wave if my Cassio wasn't going, because I feel like we should enter through a side lane instead of mid. But the Aurelia is pushing, so one of us will have to recall and defend because I've seen this movie before where you're really ahead, but you just lose to a back door. So we should dive them after killing this turret, and then hopefully Shen lives. If not, then I might have to look for a recall. So right now, like I'm really scared of losing this game to a backdoor, right? So I'm just like staring at my Shen. It looked like he was dying for a bit, so I was recalling, but after I see Aurelia flash out, I see that like he's really not in danger, so I'm gonna keep pushing with my teammates. The ending sequence is always like pretty important. I zone the Vladimir here to make sure that he can't like do anything to my teammates, and I go back to hitting turrets, right? Usually zoning the person who can make a play is really good. That way your team is safe, and then you just like end up, you can have some fun, but I would recommend just hitting the Nexus. I know that we win for sure, that's why I tried to go for kills there. So yeah, hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.